chickpea tuny salad. You know, I am a little clumsy in the kitchen. Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Vegan Boomer Babe. I am here today with one of my very favorite recipes. I just love chickpea tuny salad. I fell in love with chickpea tuna salad up in Philly. As you all know, I'm a Philly girl, and there is the Reading Terminal Market, and there is a vegan deli in the Reading Terminal Market called Love Deli, L-U-H-V. And if you're ever in Philly, you need to stop by. But they make a fabulous chickpea tuna salad. So when I came back to Southwest Florida, where I live, I tried to recreate this, and I think that I've kind of perfected it. I was in Philly a couple weeks ago, and I did get a pound of their vegan tuna, and theirs is just a little bit better. I don't know what they do, but it is. But mine's really delicious too. So I love this salad because chickpeas are really nutritious. Chickpeas, or garbanzo beans, as they are called, they're high in protein, they're high in fiber. So I think that they are just a wonderful addition to a vegan diet. I think they're a wonderful addition to any diet because they're just very nutritious. I'm using 2 cans of chickpeas today, and the chickpeas that come in the can, they're already cooked. You could buy dried chickpeas and soak them overnight, cook them, and make your chickpea salad that way, but this is a nice easy way to do it. One thing that I will mention is the cooking liquid from chickpeas is called Aquafaba. Aquafaba is, I've never cooked with it, but you can make meringues with it. You could make like a mousse. So you can use this as kind of like an egg replacer in desserts. I've never tried that, and someday I will. But for today, I am going to rinse and drain 2 cans of chickpeas. So I have 1 can already open, and I'm just going to put them into my strainer. Got them all out. And that's all we have to do. This recipe, I've made this a couple of times where I did not use my food processor, and I would mash them by hand, which you can do. If you don't have a food processor, if you'd rather have it chunky, you can use a masher, like a potato masher. I really like the food processor because it's nice and fast and easy. My husband and I came back from the gym last Saturday, and we were starving, and I whipped this up in no time. So it's a great lunch. This is great on a sandwich, in a pita, on crackers. So it's just a nice thing to have in the refrigerator when you are hungry. So I'm going to add to my food processor the 2 cans of rinsed and drained chickpeas. Here are the ingredients that I'm going to be using today. I do have 1/4 cup of vegan mayo, and I use Hellmann's makes a vegan mayo. So put that in here. Next, I am going to add 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, which I have in this really cute little bowl. So 2 teaspoons of Dijon are in here. I also have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So I'm going to add, and that's fresh squeezed lemon. So I have in here 2 teaspoons of Dijon, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of celery salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne, 1/8 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 1/2 of a teaspoon of kelp powder, 2 teaspoons of Dulse Flakes, and I'm going to add this, but I want to pause and talk about the 2 ingredients that you may or may not have ever cooked with. Dulse Flakes and kelp powder. You can buy these online. You can buy these in Whole Foods. The kelp powder I did buy online. It is, they're both seaweed based, so they will give our Tuny salad that sea taste. So it has some iodine in it. It is absolutely delicious and very nutritious. So I think they're key ingredients to this salad. And then I also have some Nori sheets. You can buy these at Whole Foods or online. And what these are really for making sushi, but we're not going to use them. You can see they're just like paper. And I'm going to just tear up one of these and add it to my chickpeas. And I think that is everything. So we have our 2 cans of chickpeas, our vegan mayo, our mustard, lemon juice, garlic powder, celery salt, cayenne, red pepper flakes, kelp powder, Dulse Flakes, Nori sheet. Oh, and 1.5 teaspoons of celery seed and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. I love celery seed in any kind of salad. So I have 1.5 teaspoons of celery seed in here. If you want to adjust that, feel free, but I think it gives it a really nice flavor. So I'm going to just put my lid on my food processor and I'm going to pulse it. And I do need to scrape down the sides a little bit because there's one little Nori sheet that just doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. It smells just like tuna salad. It smells really good. Pardon my crash. Okay, so I'm gonna just give it another little pulse. You know, I am a little clumsy in the kitchen. That looks good. You can do this if you want it really smooth, you can make it smooth. I'm gonna leave it just a little bit with a little bit of texture. I think that looks perfect. So, celery and onions. I'm going to be adding 1.5 cups of diced celery and 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of diced red onion. I'd like to pause and talk about the dice size because I think everyone has a different preference on celery dices. I like a large chunk of celery, a large dice, and I don't know if you could see that they are bigger kinds of. So depending on how you like your celery and onions, you can do it however, but that's how I do mine. I do mine with a large celery and a small onion slice, or dice, I should say. Okay, so I'm going to, instead of adding the onion and celery to the food processor, I don't want it to get too mushed up. So that's a technical cooking term, mushed up. So I'm going to simply transfer my Tuny salad to a bowl, and I'm going to add, now I'm going to just see, this is looking good. I might not add all of that celery, but I do like the nice crunchiness of the celery. So, and you can see I do like my celery chunks on the larger side. So this is looking really delicious. And it smells very tuna-like. So that's it. That was quick and easy. Now I could simply put this on some toast or a pita, again, crackers, Marigone crackers. They're our favorite crackers these days, the seaweed. And this would be perfect on that. So I hope you'll give this a try. I will leave the recipe on my channel. So super simple, super easy, super delicious, and nutritious. So thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. Remember, it's never too late to go vegan. So I hope you will give some of my vegan recipes a try. Thanks for joining me today.